Is Suriano really coming back down to wrestle Spencer Lee? Let's stop stalling and start talking wrestling. What's going on, wrestling fans? My name is Josiah, and welcome to another Big Ten Tuesday topic. We are back with some pretty darn big news on the Fanco Wrestling channel. Now, this news comes to us out of the NJ Herald, which was actually originally reported from the Pat Mineo Wrestling Room forum on Facebook. Now, this report is reportedly saying that Nick Suriano is dropping down to 125 pounds to wrestle for the upcoming season. Initially, you know that Nick Suriano was at 133 pounds in the previous season. Last year took his Olympic redshirt year, and now he may be going back down to 125 pounds, where he started off his college career in his first 2 years at Penn State, and then again in his sophomore year when he transferred to Rutgers. Now, the first question that you have to ask is, why 125 pounds? Why would Nick Suriano drop down to 125 pounds from 133? So you see here in this graphic here, he's wrestling off against Spencer Lee in the NCAA finals. So we'll get to that in a second. But the first big thing is he's got to drop down to 57 kilos for the Olympics. And 57 kilos is essentially 125 pounds. So he's saying, may as well get the best competition that I can at 125 and stay down there, be a little bit healthier, get some matches in, and feel like healthy while I'm doing it. The next thing is he's going to be able to get to wrestle against Dayton Fix, maybe, Spencer Lee, Vito Rujao. I mean, he's going to be able to get to wrestle against all these guys who he's going to be competing at in the upcoming weeks at the Olympic trials right after the NCAA tournament. I mean, he has 3 of the top 5 guys in his weight at 125 pounds that are the top 5 guys in the country in freestyle. So, I mean, that's pretty darn big. So, this is, I mean, pretty darn interesting news. And I'll get to their Rutgers lineup here in just a second. But I want to first highlight some of Nick Suriano's accomplishments and who some of these guys are he'll be competing at 125 and kind of where he falls into the mix. So at 125, Suriano is actually very interesting because in his first year, he actually only had 1 loss to Thomas Gilman, and that came during the regular season. Now, he ended up getting injured at the end of the year, didn't end up finishing off that year, which was kind of upsetting for him and for Penn State fans because that's where he was at the time. Then he ended up transferring to Rutgers, and that was a phenomenal season for him. Ended up going undefeated in the regular season, injury defaulted out of Big Tens, and then ended up losing in the NCAA finals to Spencer Lee by a score of 5-1. Spencer Lee put it to him, but he did make the NCAA finals as a sophomore, which was impressive. Of course, we know the next year he ended up moving up to 133 and winning the NCAA finals. Now, another quick fact before I get into the current competition at 125 is that 3 out of Nick Suriano's 5 losses actually all come to Iowa guys, and that comes to Thomas Gilman, Spencer Lee, and Austin DeSanto, each guys who Suriano has losses to in his career. Very interesting there, not including injuries, of course. But now we look at the competition at 125. The competition at 125, at the course of the top, we have Spencer Lee. We have Pat Glory, Vito Arujao, Rayvon Foley, Jacob Camacho, Devin Schroeder. Some strong competition at 125. And it'll be interesting to see where Nick Suriano falls into place. As where he should be ranked right now, probably at number 2 or number 3, since he is technically a reigning national champion at 133, but he is dropping down where Spencer Lee is, and he's also the reigning champ. And he does have a loss to Spencer Lee, so we're likely not going to see him, ranked at number 1 at the beginning of the season. But with Olympic red shirts and some guys maybe or maybe not wrestling this upcoming season, I think we're going to see a lot of changes there, which could shake things up. Now, I mean, Rutgers, look how strong their 125 pounds, or their starting lineup is here. Starting off at 125 pounds with Nick Suriano, then moving on to 133 with Sammy Alvarez, and then at 141 with Sebastian Rivera. I mean, this is just a lot to talk about and dive into here. And I'd please just really like to know what you think about this whole situation with Nick Suriano reportedly dropping down to 125 pounds for this upcoming season. Is this a good thing? Are you excited about this? Or is he going to actually be able to compete with Spencer Lee because he does have a loss to him before? I don't know. Is he going to be able to compete with him? We'll see how well he trained in that offseason. Let me know in the comments below.